Greetings and salutations. Another Tuesday, another video. I figure, why not do a series of these videos dedicated to woefully overrated 1980s movies? Movies that get far more attention than they deserve or are better than they should be, I guess. You decide. And I figure, if I want to do this, why not start off right by talking about an incredibly, woefully overrated movie from the 1980s, The Goonies. Don't get me wrong, I will be covering Back to the Future in a later date. But this one definitely deserves more precedence because at least Back to the Future had a pretty good plot. Whereas this, it is an adventure movie with screaming, yelling, nasty kids. Nothing more than that. I feel like people from my age group kind of wear rose tinted eyeglasses, at least when it comes to stuff they remember fondly when they were young. I mean, guys, girls, there's a lot of stuff I like, but I'm never going to say it's the best out there. I will say it's something I enjoy the most, though. The Goonies is an adventure movie with yelling, screaming, nasty kids. That's all there is to it. But let's talk about the plot first, right? So, they don't really tell you anything about how these families are going to lose their homes. I've done a bit of research, and as far as I can figure, Mikey and Brandon's father was working at the Astoria Museum, right? Well, apparently, back then they didn't really make that much money. Not in that part of America because Astoria was such a small place. I mean, that's the only thing you can assume. The characters, oh boy. Right. The story first, right? So, these kids are going to lose their homes, their families be scattered by the four winds, the four corners of America, and probably far beyond, maybe, depending on the family. Um, when Mikey finds a treasure map from a legendary pirate, a fake pirate made up for the movie. I wish they had chosen a real pirate. I think it would have made the movie a little better. And honestly, One Eyed Willie is a dumbass name. It just is. And so, here we have this pirate who killed all his men. They don't tell you how he did it, which I'm curious how he even accomplished that, since they more than likely outnumbered him. Did he manipulate them into killing themselves? Did he sneak kill them all one by one? How did he do it? And then he not only kills them, but he takes apart their bodies and fashions them into booby traps for the journey to his treasure. He didn't bury it because they were trapped in a cave or something like that, and rigs all this stuff together, they'll tell you how any of this happened at all. And then, anyway, so these kids are pursuing this treasure while being pursued by three convicts, part of the same family, killers. Meanwhile, the kids leave their fat kid friend Chunk behind, who is the most fat kid I've ever seen in a movie. Remember that line? I smell ice cream. Really, you smell ice cream. Ice cream that is an airtight freezer. Really. I don't like Chunk as a character just for that reason alone. Again, he's the most fat kid in a movie. Mouth? How come nobody has ever punched this kid in the mouth? You know, someone in his age group. You know. How in the world did his peers not kick his ass? It seems like the only people who were interesting at all were Data and Mikey. That's about it. And so, not only does Mikey's brother Brandon tag along, who failed his driver's test, which, don't know why they even bother putting that in there since it was kind of useless, not relevant to the plot at all. But also, his girlfriend and her, who I assume is her best friend. Who you might as well just toss in with Mouth and Chunk, in my opinion. The best friend. Not the cheerleader. I don't really have an opinion on Andy. I don't. And let's see here. There's the guy whose dad is going to tear everything down and replace it with a resort. Oh boy. Honestly speaking, I think if I'm going to say that the best characters in the movie were the villains. The crooks. I thought they were really good, proper bad guys. What you would expect out of a 1980s bad guy in an adventure movie. And, well, that's kind of what the Goonies is, an adventure movie. I mean, I got 8 minutes, which is going on 9, and I don't know about what in the world else I could say about this movie. It's got a good soundtrack. The special effects are pretty awesome, even though some of them are dumb as hell. Like, okay. You can't tell me that One-Eyed Willie did all this himself. And yet you have to assume he must have rigged everything, and he's supposed to be this smart, but, I mean, come on. He doesn't sound like someone who's that intelligent to me. And maybe I'm thinking too much into it. I don't know. Not really important. Well, I think that's about it, folks. I mean, Goonies, woefully overrated. 1980s movie, the end. Be well, have a nice day. Hit like, hit that bell, subscribe, share. Thank you. Bye.